Hey y'all, it's Tisha Rosetta again. So today, right now, I really wanted to talk about these memes or posts that I've been seeing people posting about supporting business and supporting your friend's business. And one thing that really I can't even say it irritates me, it disappoints me in the Black community is that we really don't support each other. And before that or support each other's business, I'll say. And before that support comes, there's often a lot of questions like, what's in it for me? Or are there any guarantees? Or is there, well, no, usually those are the two things that things fall under. And, it's like understandable that people would have questions, comments, concerns, what have you. But it's also like really disheartening, because when you sit, or at least when I sat back and evaluated, like what is the energy that stuff is coming from? What is the space that that's coming from? It really comes from generational lack of trust in each other. So there was a point in time where Black Americans were slaves. And then we became free. And then after our freedom, we created communities where there was no other choice but to support each other. We had our own banks, we had our own newspapers, our own barbershops, our own corner stores. We had our own facilities that we supported, and that's because there was no other way. That's because the white establishment did not make room for us. So again, that kind of goes back to things that I've seen too, is like, if you can't get a seat at the table, like make your own table. Like that's what we did. And then there came a point where there was integration, and we were bussed into white areas, and it was made into law that we had to be allowed to have businesses in predominantly white areas, or areas that we may not have been in previously. And then there were other movements that came as after that as well. The feminist movement, which is a whole nother conversation that I have for Black people, because the feminist movement was not for Black people, but that's a whole nother topic. But it was in that integration where we lost, or we started to lose trust in each other, when we started to lose the trust and the value in the word, in the product, in the service, in whatever fill in the blank it is. We stopped because we started to believe fully in the narrative that white was right, and that whatever we had to offer was not good enough. And that continues to play out decades later and now. And it's to a point where if a product isn't in Target, it's not going to get our support without a whole bunch of questions. If a service isn't backed by the majority, we're not going to get each other's support until it is, or until enough of us say that it's okay. And that really is like shameful. It really is sad, because if you look back not that long ago, our grandparents and our great grandparents relied on their friends and family to supply their wants and needs. And now that just isn't the case. And in my experience and in my opinion, it really, really needs to change. We've got to figure out how to go back to appreciating each other, respecting each other, and trusting each other. Granted, everybody that looks like you is not for you. I understand that deeply, okay? But there are some of us, some of you, that are truly out there doing the best that we can so that as many of us can win. And not because we are wanting to, be billionaires. I mean, some people do want to, be a millionaire, be a billionaire. But honestly, is a lot of us really just want to change the narrative and change how we are seeing or how we are showing up and how we value each other, and not just each other, ourselves. Because realize that if it's a reflection on you. Everything that you do is a reflection on you. And if you decide that you're automatically not going to trust a Black business owner because of the fact that they're Black, or because, whatever your reason is, that's a reflection on your lack of trust in yourself and your lack of value of yourself. And we've been devalued long enough, and it's time for us to shift that narrative one piece, one part at a time, and to build organizations and to build networks so that we're truly supporting each other, and not just like on a surface way, and not just, when it's a millionaire already that's putting something out. Like, get your Yeezys, but also get your Peasies, or whoever it is that's trying to get to that level. Don't just decide to support Black brands when a white brand has done something questionable, like Gucci, or like Gap, or like H&M. There are companies, Black-owned companies and organizations that are out there that you can support now without having to wait for a reason. The reason really needs to be just because. And I don't mean just because they're Black. If it's not a quality product or service, don't support. But when you find one that's not a quality service, I guarantee you there's at least 3 to 5 more that are quality service or product. So it still is not a matter of, this overarching global idea of just buy Black just because. It is buy Black, support Black, because that's an extension of who you are. So, yeah. I hope that has, sparked something in you, maybe made you think about how you go about your shopping, how you go about your purchasing of goods and services. And granted, sometimes it may take some research to find Black-owned businesses or services in certain areas. But that's what these here internets are for. If you do a little research, you can go far. And not only just supporting Black-owned, but supporting local Black-owned businesses and services. Because you'd be surprised at how many people are running a business from their home, or from like a co-op working space, and really trying to get things off the ground, but just need a little bit more support. So support your brothers and sisters that are offering quality services. Share that information with others. Share their posts, and do more than just sharing their posts. Actually engage them, actually purchase products, actually purchase services, and share reviews, share testimonials, build the trust, because it's not enough to just do it, but you got to do things so that other people will feel comfortable doing so as well. So I think that's all for today, or for now. If you'd like some information on how to find Black-owned businesses, I will. I've got a list. I will try to remember to post them in the comments. If I don't, somebody remind me in the comments, and I will. If you'd like some coaching with your business and helping it reach the masses and really be a viable source of full-time income, let me know. Send me a message me below, like, share, love it. Any of those things would be greatly appreciated, because guess what? I'm Black and I've got my own business, and I want to help as many people as I can live more to their lives right now. So Thank you. Love ya. Talk to you soon. Toodles.